What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. So no pretenses. I'm going to hop right into this and try to make this video a little bit short. But yeah, this is just gigantic. Now, to kind of break this down first and foremost, there was a news announcement that had been leaked by CoinDesk, so let's wait certainly for validation, with Blackrock, which is essentially, arguably, the most powerful organization in the entire world. We do know that BlackRock had previously filed for 2 ETFs, exchange-traded funds, dealing with digital currency. Today, the announcement comes out, though, that BlackRock is planning to offer cryptocurrency trading services. Now, this would be through their Aladdin investment platform. I'm going to hop into this here in a second, but I want, for those of you that may not know kind of how big BlackRock is, this is one of these things that we consistently see in the digital asset space that leads me to not necessarily even believe, but know that I'm in the right space, because there are some very, very, this may be the heaviest hitter, but there are some very heavy hitters playing in this space, and certainly that are going to want to capitalize and integrate with distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrency, et cetera, et cetera. These are 9 facts to know about BlackRock, and I'm just going to kind of get through these quickly as a pretense here. I said no pretenses, but this is a pretense. So BlackRock controls $9 trillion, making it the largest money manager in the world, and I think that this is probably a really, really low number, $9 trillion. I think it's probably way, way more than that. Runs a massive tech platform that oversees at least $21.6 trillion in assets. So this is what we need to focus on here, because this is going to be getting into this Aladdin platform. Now, this is 1999. BlackRock started selling Aladdin, which analyzes and tracks investors' portfolios, which can help professional money managers spot risks. Today, it's a juggernaut widely used in the money management industry and beyond. $21.6 trillion in assets, and this is the platform that essentially is going to be utilized for digital asset cryptocurrency trading as well. So digital assets, the cryptocurrencies that you and I potentially are holding right now, are going to be on a platform that is also incorporating $21.6 trillion in other assets. We talk a lot about, we hear all the rhetoric about cryptocurrency is so unstable, it's so volatile. Well, yeah, that's because it's a nascent asset class. It's only been around since 2009. So granted, we're looking at about 13, almost 13 years. It's a complete nonsensical type rhetoric that we consistently hear, because once these big boys and big girls start playing in this space, BlackRock, certainly, potentially one of the biggest, integrating into a $21.6 trillion platform that is dealing with multiple other assets, it'll be really interesting to see how that rhetoric just completely dies out, because the opportunity is going to get lesser and lesser over time, and it's just going to be crazy to see this entire thing unfold. So massive tech platform. This is Aladdin that basically oversees $21.6 trillion in assets. BlackRock has hired many former government officials into senior roles, and this is a reciprocal thing as well, because many former government employees have moved on to leading senior roles at BlackRock. The firm has played a significant role in aiding the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve tapped BlackRock during the last financial crisis. Fink, that's the head, has been vocal on matters of climate change, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to get into this, though, because this is the actual kind of article here, and I'm certainly excited to see when we potentially have something other than CoinDesk stating this news. Clients will be able to trade crypto through the firm's Aladdin investment platform, and world's largest asset manager, again, we see $10 trillion in assets under management, will allow its clients, which will include public pension schemes, endowments, and sovereign wealth funds, to trade cryptocurrency through Aladdin. Now, Aladdin is short for Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivative Investment Network, the asset manager's integrated investment management platform. The timetable for unveiling the service is unclear. BlackRock obviously declined to comment, but we can kind of see a lot of relationships even with Ripple. Craig Phillips obviously held a previous senior role at BlackRock. Also, PNC, interestingly enough, holds quite a large share in BlackRock. We know that PNC is, RippleNet PNC owns 22% of BlackRock. G30, so G30 essentially some of the most powerful individuals in the world from the business standpoint, put out this document about a year and a half, 2 years ago, talking about XRP leapfrogging slow and expensive correspondent banking. And if you don't think that individuals know what's going on with cryptocurrencies. You know, I'm using XRP as an example here because it's certainly within this G30 document. We can see the vice chairman of the governing board, Swiss National Bank, or former chairman of the governing board, Swiss National Bank, who is now the vice chairman at Blackrock, which is Philip Hildebrand, and also Stanley Fisher, senior advisor at Blackrock, previously former vice chairman, board of governors at the Federal Reserve System. It's just crazy how powerful BlackRock is, allowing that level playing field for some of our digital assets to potentially be trading on that Aladdin investment platform, which we basically just saw, overseas $21.6 trillion in assets, and I think that these numbers are certainly probably skewed, is absolutely immense, and I'm going to wait and can't wait for news other than CoinDesk to be presenting this information. Again, I said I was going to keep this quick. The IMF essentially putting out this document behind the scenes of central bank digital currency, and this is the full document right here. It talks a lot about interoperability, doesn't really get too much into the weeds here, but I will let you guys float through this. I will post this link. And also Bank of England putting out minutes of their CBDC tech forum from the middle of January, or 24th of January. Again, we deal in kind of interoperability. It deals in a few of the different models, talks about programmable money, et cetera, et cetera. And this is, where is that? Maybe this is the full document for this is the meeting minutes here. I'll post both of these links. I found this as well today. This is from the Pew Research Center. Now, this is Visions of the Internet in 2035. And they certainly get into things like interledger protocol, also getting into things like the unlock protocol, which I'm going to look more into. I've heard of IPFS before, certainly the interplanetary file system developed by Protocol Labs. But just another interesting document. What I do want to kind of say is once we see the IMF and Bank of England, I can almost guarantee you, I didn't look today, but if I were to look into the Bank for International Settlements or some of these larger central banking organizations, not just the IMF, not just the Bank of England, I'm sure that they had similar rhetoric coming out today as well, just like we saw from those previous two. Last but not least, wanted to talk about this. This is obviously Bitcoin price action. I pulled this up probably a week ago. I try to keep things as simple as possible. Talked about kind of that cross of the 21 EMA below the 50 EMA on the weekly and how it spells basically at least a 90-day until bottom scenario. Now we haven't had that cross here. Obviously, we need to see price action. I would love to see price action. So Sunday night, close above the 50 EMA, maybe gather some strength there and try to tackle the 21 EMA again as well. And a lot of people say that these things don't align. I mean, this is right where we're at here. We're starting to get a little bit of pushback, but hopefully we have a strong weekly close and we can, move forward from there. I am not the type of person that's going to look at a minute or 5 or 10 or 30 or 1 hour time frames necessarily. Not even necessarily daily if I'm dealing in a lot of these assets that have been around for a long time. Weekly, monthly, certainly 3-day chart. A lot of these things with a little bit larger time frames because we need to zoom out and look at the forest and not the trees a lot of the times in this space. And whatever Bitcoin is doing, unfortunately, right now, reciprocates what a lot of the other market is doing as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. BlackRock is a behemoth, arguably the behemoth. And if they offer crypto trading services, a lot of the digital assets, some of the digital assets at least, that you or I may be holding, may be kind of on that transparent playing field with right among $21.6 trillion in other assets. And I think it's just immense. And I think that that's probably even an understatement because BlackRock arguably runs the world right now. So this is certainly something to pay attention to. And they've been alluding to it for a while. I think that they put out a call for a blockchain lead probably 6 or 7 months ago. And obviously with the ETFs as well. But this is just gigantic. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you when I talk to you. All right? Later.